Since our arrival on Corinus, we achieved many feats. We killed Gomez, banned the Sleeper, repaired the Eye of Innos, got rid of the dragons, and defeated the black hordes of the Eastern Temple of Beliar. We also gained the trust of companions, made friends, helped people in need, and experienced the life on this magnificent island of our childhood dreams. Apart from the magical creatures, the dark seekers, the ferocious orcs and ancient demons, we also get a glimpse into the existence of the simple folk, poor bastards which found themselves in dire situations with no escape. Some of these encounters always had my heartfelt sympathy because of the dilemma they found themselves in. Today, I want to talk about the rather sad stories we witnessed, the moments that made us feel sorry for those who were unfortunate enough to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. On our way to the dig site of the old mine, we tried to avoid the hordes of orcs and take the trail through the canyon past Cavaloin's old hut. After some fights with the local wildlife and some bandits, we arrive at a cave at the riverbank. Two escaped convicts are holed up here, Gilbert and Kervo. Geppert, being very defensive of his roasted scavenger, tells us that he won't go back to the mines. His companion Kervo, on the other hand, is devoured by anxiety. He didn't only escape the mine, but now he is stuck in a cave with lurkers all around, in a valley that is completely overrun by orcs. His outlook on the situation is more than bleak. We can alleviate his panic a bit by killing all the reptilians surrounding the cave, but it's not a solution in the long run. When we return to fight the dragons, both of them are gone, and the dragon hunters have moved to their cave. Even though Geppert is not the most welcoming person and Kervo is just in a state of panic, I feel bad for both. They are the literal example of the saying, stuck between a rock and a hard place. In the same canyon between Cavaloin's hut and the river, we find a small hunting party. Talbin was told by an escapee that the former prison colony holds a great deal of possibilities to make money as a hunter. Smelling the big deal, he packed his things and went off to the valley. On his way, he met another hunter called Engrom, who followed him, no questions asked. Somehow, they made their way to this encampment, which already existed during the times of the barrier. Like Kervo and Geppert, they too are stuck here. Orcs on both sides of the river, bandits camping nearby, and the way to the pass is packed with dangerous creatures and even more green furs. Once we come back to rid the valley of its new scaly overlords, only Talbin can be found in the camp. He remembers his partner telling him about a vision that he heard whispers, and then, one day, he was gone, even though he owed Talbin a lurker skin. We find Engram not far away from the camp. As a magician of fire, we can find him standing next to Paladin Marcos, and once we talk to him, we find out that he became a slave to the Seekers. He attacks us, and we take away his almanac of the possessed. Right after he gets up again, he will run away in panic, never to be seen again. As a dragon hunter or a paladin, we find him dead next to Paladin Marcos. It is possible that he tried to sabotage the ore supply in the name of the Seekers and got killed by the night. Either way, we take away his lurker skin and give it to Talbin, who then abruptly decides to flee the valley. If we let him run, this would be the last time we ever see him, but if we follow him and make sure he makes his way to the pass, he asks us to lead him through the abandoned mine. If we help him, he will make his way to Akil's farm, where he stays indefinitely. I feel sorry for both of them being stuck in this disastrous situation. Engrom for following blindly and finding his demise at the hands of Beliar's agents, and Talbin for being tricked by a stranger. In every playthrough, I try to get Talbin to the pass safe and sound. Explorative adventurers who climb the cliffs south of the old camp find a small cave with a lonely inhabitant called Gilbert. He tells us about his time as a digger and that he had an altercation with Gomez guards. He certainly once may have been part of a larger story that we unfortunately never experienced, but that is all we ever see and hear from him. After the events in the Sleeper Temple, we once again return to the colony to find Gard and his expedition. On our way to get the status reports of several dig sites, we again come across Gilbert's old cave. The old man is nowhere to be seen, but in the damp darkness we find a hastily scribbled note which reads,
"I've had enough. I've been hiding here for a long time, and if I got that right, the barrier is finally gone. It's unlikely that anyone still keeps looking for me. I'm fed up with this cave and the whole valley. It's time to come home. Gilbert."
We have been to Corina's city, the farmlands, the tavern, and the monastery, and we never came across this old man that once greeted us so warmly in his hideout. Gilbert tried to escape the valley when all hell broke loose, but he perished on his way into freedom. The English voiceover doesn't do the original justice, and I think that the German version really sold me on the idea that he's a poor old man just trying to live the rest of his life in peace and safety.
Was machst du denn hier? Hab nicht oft Besuch hier oben. War eine gute Leistung von dir, mein Versteck zu finden.
Was machst du hier?
Ich hatte die Schnauze voll vom alten Lager, hatte Ärger mit Gomez Leuten. Ist aber schon eine Weile her. Schätze, jetzt kräht kein Hahn mehr danach. Aber ich bleibe hier. Im alten Lager rennen mir zu viele Schwachköpfe rum.
The saddest story, however, starts deep within the Orc territory. Again, searching for clues for the mining operations of the Paladins, at the base of Xarda's old tower we discover Farjeth's group. Surrounded by snappers and cut off from the fortress by hordes of orcs, the situation here is most dire. The paranoia of the digger Fed is spreading throughout the camp, and with only Tengron, Farjeth, and Yergan as capable fighters, this camp is hopelessly doomed. One of the remnants of the militia is Bilgot. He grows desperate once we tell him about the situation in the castle, but telling him that we found his friend Olav dead in a cave is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Before we get the information on the mining operation, we need to get rid of the snappers. Bilgot offers us additional details about the ghastly reptiles, but in return, we need to get him out of the valley. We accept the deal, kill the snappers, and make our long way back to the pass. Sneaking past the orcs and avoiding the dangerous creatures, we finally make it to the abandoned mine. The old man is grateful and needs some rest before leaving the colony once and for all. Once we leave for Corina's, Bilgot is nowhere to be found on the other side, neither on the farms nor on the city. It seems that the poor soul perished somewhere inside the derelict mine, so close to freedom, but yet so far. Bilgot shares the voice actor with Gilbert, and the German actor Pitt Krüger really gave him a soul, emphasizing his desperation. Rest in peace, Bilgot and Pitt Krüger.
Ich bin hier das Mädchen für alles. Sachen durch die Gegend schleppen, Snapper beobachten, Bilgot hier, Bilgot da. Wäre ich bloß zu Hause bei meiner Alten geblieben. Da war es zwar auch nie anders, aber wenigstens gab's da ordentlich zu essen. Und nun bin ich der schäbige Rest von Waffenknechten, die Fayed zugeteilt worden sind. Konnte ja nicht wissen, dass es eine Expedition ohne Rückkehr wird.
What do you think about these unfortunate people? Have you encountered any other heartbreaking moments in the series? Let me know in the comments. Either way, I hope you liked the video. See you soon, and don't get lost on the paths of the colony.